April. So without further ado, 3M's come out with a lot of new stuff, deburring wheels, plastic finger wheels, but this is cut. It's actually pregnant.
Yeah.
So I'll turn it over to you. Any questions? We're just going to have kind of a roundtable discussion. If you want to ask anything, otherwise go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. My name's Ryan Whiteside. I've been with 3M for several years now, and my job is to go out and call on manufacturers and more or less a consultant. Okay, for what are they doing? What are their goals? What are we trying to accomplish as far as maybe putting a finish on a piece of metal, or we need to remove some welds, or maybe it's a woodworking shop. We're trying to achieve a certain finish, sanding some cabinet doors. So anything relating to abrasives, I've probably seen it or done it. But I had some questions earlier about just the range of products that we offer, and certainly there's an application for each one, and I'll just kind of cover the basics real quick. But we've been making abrasives for about 100 years now. 3M started as 3M stand for
Minnesota Mining Manufacturing.
Perfect. That's right. If you didn't hear, Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing. So we started pulling minerals out of the ground and selling them, and then I guess we decided that maybe we should glue it to some paper and sell it as sandpaper. And actually, we partnered up with Ford early on, and Henry Ford was instrumental in some of the products that we developed for his assembly line, and that would be the masking tape for his paint shop, and then the sandpaper really developed what the needs were at Ford. So we've partnered with all the big name manufacturers out there over the years to do different things, and the main, as you know, your average, ordinary, everyday sandpaper comes in the disc form, belt form, and these are known as coated abrasives. So we've actually taken a cloth or a paper and coated it with abrasive and resin and all kinds of other special things. So those, you refer to those as coated abrasives. And then the other one would be non-wovens or Scotch-Brite. Now Scotch-Brite's a 3M brand. It's been around for 52 years now, and everybody knows Scotch-Brite. If you haven't heard of it, I don't know what rock you've been living under, but there's a lot of imitations out there, but we were the ones kind of pioneered this technology. And what we've got is just an open web of nylon, plastic, whatever you want to call it. They don't even tell me what the exact chemical makeup is, but we've got that web, and we've adhered mineral to that web, and it gives you a lot of different features as far as what type of finish are we looking for. Are we using it to remove rust? Do we want to blend a weld? So this product offers a wide range of things that you can do with it. So,
but it sounds like the Scotch-Brite is really just a different way of delivering the abrasive to the surface. It's not a non-abrasive technique, but a different delivery method.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And that's what gives us the ability to do a lot of different things with the way the amount of mineral we put in there, the thickness of the web, just the design of the product. I mean, we've got the obviously wheel form, belt form, disc. We've covered pretty much every imaginable form to get the product in. A couple other things we're doing. This disc here, kind of an oddball looking disc, but this is a product called Trizact. Something we've had out for about 20 years. And again, it's kind of part of the coated abrasive family, but what we've done here, you notice we've got all these perfectly shaped, I don't know, people call it a trapezoid shape. It's kind of like a rectangle. We also have a pyramid form, but what this does is when you're sanding or grinding or using a belt, it allows that disc to be very consistent from start to finish. On a traditional coated abrasive disc, you're going to start out, it's going to cut real nice, give you a nice finish, but eventually that cut rate's going to drop off, okay? And you'll have to push a little harder or whatever, or put a new disc on, which is good for business for 3M, by the way. But anyway, we've developed this to give you that same cut rate, that same finish, all the way down to the back. Okay, so we're not gonna see it taper off. It's gonna be very consistent. And these are real popular in the stainless steel industry, where we've got to achieve a certain finish for maybe like a food manufacturing plant. They have to have a certain RA on that stainless steel to meet the food, the FDA requirements for cleanliness. So we can count on this product to give us that exact finish, that rise average RA, and it does a real nice job of finishing.
If you want, but would that be economically sensible in just a wood shop? Does that replace 10 normal thicknesses?
This would not be a product you'd probably use on the wood.
Okay.
You can, I've seen it. It's not going to be as effective as your standard, your good old-fashioned coated abrasive sandpaper. Now, the mineral technology is so advanced these days, and we've got some new things out just in the last year. But there's different types of minerals that also affects your performance, your finish. What are we cutting? We're cutting glass. Well, we're going to need silicon carbide for that because it's a real sharp metal, and it's going to be able to cut through glass, ceramics, that kind of thing. If we're doing metal, the best metal for that would be a ceramic metal. Something I'm going to show you a little bit on this grinder here. But a lot of variables. Bottom line is there's a ton of variables that go into what are we doing, and so my job is to go out, consult with customers, and figure out what their goals are, and go from there to select the product. Now,
is there a resource that kind of gives some clues of what abrasive is best for, what each of the abrasives is best for?
Yeah,
you can kind of make
if I walk into a woodworking shop, I've already got a set of go-to products, if you will, that I'm going to walk in and then we're going to look at. It's stainless shop, met fab shop, or whatever the case may be. Composites, the boat plants around here, they use a lot of our stuff too. So best thing, if you guys have a question, feel free to call your local 3M distributor. And if you like the internet, there's a ton of resources there. 3M e-store is a great place to go look at the abrasive products. There's good pictures, good descriptions on there. So I recommend checking that out if you get a chance or if you have a question.
What store did you say?
It's called 3M e-store, and that's our internet site for buying abrasives. We also have 3M abrasives, or 3m.com/abrasives, which is our home website. But any questions? Any general basic questions for me?
Does the color always mean the same? So is purple in every different style always the same compound, the same bite, the same?
I wish it was, but it's not.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, we try to do that. In Scotch Brite, give you this would be a medium, and this would be a fine, and then a brown would be a coarse. And that holds true throughout the discs. All the discs and belts are that, but when we get into the wheels, that's kind of out the window. So it's a good question. There are some designations for the different buttons on the disc. So if it's like Harley Davidson is a big customer on these, and what we've done is color coded the button on here so that the operators know okay, I'm grabbing an 80 grit or a 36 grit or whatever. So, you know, we kind of tailor it to fit what they need us to do for it. There's no rhyme or reason to some of the numbering and coloring that we use. It is what it is.
On the belts, what's the odd cut for? Brown belt kind of.
Good question. This is called a scalloped edge belt, and what we've done here is design this to make it easier to grind on maybe radiuses or something. Maybe you've got a flange that you need to go around, and we want to get. We want to say this is welded to the table there. We want to get in and clean that weld up. That scallop will kind of wrap around that wheel. So when you're contacting that, you're getting full coverage on there, but it eliminates undercutting and gouging. So if we have just a flat or a straight edge belt here, we might undercut around that, and then we got a whole another mess of problems where we got to go back and clean that up or add weld or whatever. So these are real popular with tank builders, tank fabricators, and people that are doing any kind of pipe or whatever, where they have those intersections. And this gets the job done, gets it cleaned up, and we don't have to worry about undercutting. So.
What's that green thing you got here?
This is bristle. That's what we call it. It's a Scotch-Brite product. We're calling it our bristle disc. And they come in disc form. This is called a radial disc. I won't get into all the crazy details, but bottom line is we developed that as a possible replacement for wire wheels. Okay, and we've got a couple laying here, and I think if you guys have done any metalworking, you probably used them. May have picked a few wires out of your forearms and your forehead at some point. So we've developed that technology, and essentially we've got a mold, and we've taken mineral like we have in our disc there, and we've molded it into these discs and those fingers on there. So you do get cutting action, you do get polishing characteristics out of that, but they're a heck of a lot safer. And,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You might want to market those as a safety thing, because Dan has one of his, and he goes, "Watch, can you do this on any other drill?" Takes his fingers and he bats those bristles all around.
Yeah,
Doesn't do a thing.
that's the number one opportunity for me as a 3M guy to go in and sell it, and that's on a safety question. And I've had just in the last month a couple of opportunities come up where customers come to me and say, "Hey, I've got a safety issue here. What can you do with it?" And it's solved their problems. John Deere in Springfield, they have a remanufacturing facility. They do a lot of their transmissions and their engine work, and so they'll have they've got about 8 or 10 of these lined up, these big pedestal grinders, and they're taking all these parts they got to clean up, and they're holding them. I mean, some of these things are 2 inches wide, little tiny. It's so much safer.
What's the
These guys, they
lifespan?
love it.
That's what I was saying. What's the lifespan on one of those?
Well, when we factor in, what kind of pressures are we putting on the thing, I can't give a good answer. Because every application is different.
But it would also be with the wire wheel, so you could say what would last longer or shorter than the wire wheel that it's replacing, and at a higher cost, same cost, whatever.
We're not comparing apples to apples.
Sure.
We've got 2 different products. I've had both. I've had these not last very long at all. And I've had them outlast these 2.
Okay.
And it just depends. You're not gonna lay on this thing all day with a rusty, nasty piece of sharp metal. Okay, it's just not gonna cut it.
It's abrasion all the way down till you get just down to the nubs, right? So you can
Yeah, well,
you
that
can wear it all the way down.
mineral's all the way